Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, the Hunter. Welcome back to the Baseball Head 2, and hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So I guess there was some little kind of mistake made online, and the person that did this, he kind of gets criticized for the things he gets wrong, but he's a human being, for God's sake. And this is Bob Nightingale. I guess he put out a report that's not true. So let me read you off announcing. Bob Nightingale erroneously reported Mets participating in 2026 Field of Dreams game. Effing Bob Nightingale should have known, quote unquote. Hey, these things happen. Effing Bob Nightingale should have known. That was Drew Smith at Philadelphia sports site The Liberty Line after the need to update their story in which teams would be playing in the 2026 Field of Dreams game, following the initial announcement by the USA Today baseball columnist and reporter. Okay? Well, this is not really my problem. It's not your problem as fans. This is a media problem. There's no second source. Typical nonsense from the media. This is what the media does. They don't do a second source. And when they don't do a second source, this is what's going to happen. Nightingale seemingly broke the news early Sunday morning that Major League Baseball was bringing back the Field of Dreams game for the first time since 2022, and that it would be the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the New York Mets in Dyersville, Iowa, in June. Is this heaven? No, this is the Baseball Hut. However, that's sacrilege. You shouldn't say that. It's the movies. That didn't happen. Anyway. However, several hours later, Matt Gelb and Dan Hayes at The Athletic reported the Phillies would face the Minnesota Twins in Iowa in August. Nightingale amended his report accordingly. But again, the media does not do due diligence. There's a lot of times this goes across the entire spectrum of the media. It's not just the baseball media. The baseball media is usually pretty good, but the regular media lies. They lie too, but it's different because this is just a mistake. Corrections and clarifications. The previous version of this article incorrectly stated the teams who will play in the 2026 Field of Dreams game read an update at the top of Nightingale's article. Hey, it happens. Given that the correction came several hours after the initial report, many Phillies and Mets outlet had to update and amend their stories on the game. Several outlets still had the erroneous information Sunday afternoon. While perhaps not the greatest tragedy the world has ever known, it's the latest in a long line of reporting gaps for Nightingale, who's developed a reputation for needing his work double-checked and verified. Everybody's work should be double-checked and verified, especially if they have, I guess, a press pass, and they get they're the one group in the Constitution that has exclusive rights. And they should make sure you get it right, because that is a sacrosanct right that they get in the Constitution. But this is not the first time we've seen stuff like this. The YouTuber Wardy posted did a video on the Mets signing some minor league player, and made a big deal out of it. And then MLB trade rumors went with it. And he was totally wrong. And the Mets still haven't signed that pitcher. It was a pitcher, remember right? The pitcher that had pitched, I guess he pitched for the Cardinals a few years ago. And he's been hurt for the last few years. And Wardy went with it and made a fool of himself. And then just sort of erased it without sort of mentioning how he screwed up. But your host didn't forget, and most people didn't forget. But that's how some of these media people try to be. These wannabes want to do. But they don't say, I made a mistake or whatever. But, hey, these things happen, As long as he's got one team, you got one team right. What do you want from me? You got one team right. He should say that. Look, I got one team right. I got the Phillies right. Just not the Twins in Iowa. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. And, of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut 2, and I'll see you later.